This is the order of battle for Operation Barbarossa, the German invasion of the Soviet Union during World War II. It was fought between the German-led Axis forces and the Soviet forces. The operations started on June 22, 1941 and ended on December 5, 1941 at the conclusion of Operation Typhoon. Axis German Army Group North commanded by Feldmarschall Wilhelm von Lieb, German Army Group Center commanded by Feldmarschall Fedor von Bock, German Army Group South commanded by Feldmarschall Gerd von Rundstedt, Soviet Statücker. The main command of the armed forces of the USSR was formed on 23 June, largely from the existing People's Commissariat for Defense. Commander-in-Chief Marshal Semyon Timoshenko, then Joseph Stalin. Deputy Commander-in-Chief Army General Georgy Zhukov, Chief of the General Staff Army General Georgy Zhukov, then Marshal Boris Shaposhnikov. Northern Front General Colonel Markian Popov. The front was the Leningrad Military District until 24 June. Northwestern Front General Colonel Fyodor Isidorovich Kuznetsov. Source: Baltic Special Military District until 22 June. Western Front General Colonel Dmitry Grigorovich Pavlov. Western Special Military District until 22 June. Southwestern Front General Colonel Mikhail Kurponos. Kiev Special Military District until 22 June. Southern Front General Colonel Ivan Tylenev. Air Forces Axis Luftwaffe. The directive issued to the Luftwaffe for Barbarossa ordered that Luftflotte 2, under the command of Albert Kesselring, was to be the strongest air fleet. Kesselring was assigned to supporting Army Group Center, which was to capture Minsk, Smolensk and Moscow. Kesselring was given Flyer Corps 8, Flyer Corps 2 and the 1st Anti-Aircraft Corps. Flyer Corps 8 was a specialized ground attack corps, commanded by tactical specialist Wolfram Fryer von Richthofen. Army Group South was supported by Luftflotte 4, containing Flyer Corps V and Flyer Corps IV. The Air Fleet and Army Group were responsible for capturing Kiev, the Crimea and the Caucasus oil fields. Army Group North was supported by Luftflotte 1 and Luftflotte 5. Luftflotte 5 conducted operations in the Arctic near Murmansk. Luftflotte 1 supported operations in the Baltic Sea, Baltic states and near, in and over Leningrad. Luftflotte 1 contained Flyer Corps I under the command of Helmut Forster. Other Axis air forces. The Romanian Air Force was considered weak by the OKL, and therefore unlikely to play a great role in the ground fighting. Far more attention was given by the OKW to training and preparing the Romanian army. Hitler, on 18 June 1941, declared that the primary mission of the Romanian Air Arm was to defend Romania and the Romanian oil fields. Only when those forces were sufficient could they divert the remaining forces to ground support operations for Barbarossa. On 21 June 1941, it possessed a balanced fleet of 53 squadrons, 11 bomber, 17 fighter, 15 reconnaissance, 6 liaison, 2 flying boat, 1 transport and 1 air ambulance unit. On the 22nd of June, there was 160 fighters and 82 bombers in service. Total strength amounted to 380 aircraft. Only 30 of the Romanian fighters were Bf-109s, of the E model. However, this small force did not remain inferior in numbers for long. Despite a weak interwar economy, the aircraft industry was run very efficiently, and they were able to produce some very capable aircraft such as the IAR-37 and IAR-39. Unlike the army that stagnated, it was able to garner the cream of the Romanian officer corps. With the right support, organization and modern equipment, it was able to grow in number and match its enemies in quality. In air defense and ground support operations it performed well, but failed in strategic bomber and naval operations owing to a lack of doctrine. Within a few weeks of Barbarossa beginning, it was able to put up 1,061 aircraft, including 400 trainers. The modern combat aircraft were focused into one unified Air Combat Command, or GAL, while the obsolete types were given the Romanian Fourth Army, operating under the German Army Group South. Soviet organization. Since 1935, Soviet military aviation had been divided between the Army and the Navy. The VVS-CA had been split into 4 different organizations owing to faulty conclusions drawn from the Winter War. Owing to a lack of coordination in close support operations with the Red Army, the entire VVS-CA was subordinated to the field armies. The existence of too many different branches under separate commands in Soviet air power caused coordination problems. Most Soviet bomber units could not coordinate with fighter aviation, consequently they did not have fighter escort for long periods. The total strength of the VVS amounted to 61 divisions, 18 fighter, 9 bomber and 34 mixed. 5 brigades were also included. The front air forces were divided into districts and the home defense, the PVO. This element had 40.5% of the Soviet air strength. The Army Air Forces comprised 43.7% of the VVS strength. The liaison squadrons were a collection of individual squadrons assigned to different Army Corps of the Ground Army. They comprised only 2.3%. The Soviet order of battle. Leningrad and Baltic fronts, Western and Southwestern fronts, Odessa front and long-range aviation. Bibliography. Bergstrom, Krista. Barbarossa, The Air Battle. July-December 1941. London. Chervin, Ian Allen. 2007. ISBN 978-1-85780-270-2. Plocker, Hermann. The German Air Force vs. Russia, 1941. United States Air Force Studies, Washington, 1968. ISBN 978-0-405-00044-7. Plocker, Hermann. The German Air Force vs. Russia, 1942. United States Air Force Studies, Washington, 1968. ISBN 978-0-405-0000454. Stashev, Alexander. Antoine Scu's Eagles against Stalin's Falcons. The Romanian Air Force, 1920–1941, in the Journal of Military History, Volume 66, No. 4, pp. 1085–1113. Glantz, David M. The Battle for Leningrad 1941–1944. Kansas University Press. ISBN 0-7006-1208-4.